Hello there, how are you? And welcome back to How I Did It. By special request, people were wanting a close-up of how I attached the third function wires into my keyed auxiliary port, or the cigarette lighter. So pop this bad boy out and then came in with my 12 volt,
Well, what the heck?
with my electric meter, and turned it over to 12 volt and tested to figure out which wire was positive and which wire was negative.
All right.
As you can see, black, and typically in a 12 volt system, black is always the ground or the negative. So that made the white wire with the stripe the positive.
Whoop. Go over to DC. Duh. Key is off.
And it's not showing any power, so now turn the key on.
Key is on. So yellow is hot. And black is ground. Alright, so I can tie into third function to this keyed source right here on my auxiliary.
So it was pretty cool because once I figured out which one was the positive, now it's just a matter of getting these wires tucked up in here and out of the way. Used a little bit of the silver duct tape that you use.
Alright, so what I did was I spliced in the fuse into the two red wires that come off of the valve, which leaves one wire left over. This wire I'm going to plug in to the positive on the auxiliary, or this cigarette lighter, however you want to look at it, which is key operated. That way you don't inadvertently hit it and open and close. So I used the spade. I just pushed it up underneath there, and then I used red electrical tape to keep the two taped together, and then I just plugged it back in right here, and right there is just showing where I taped those two wires together. Now that spade is pushed up in there nice and firm, and we're talking, I did this 6-8 months ago and it is still working like a dream. I'm sure there's probably another way to do it, but this is just how I did it. Then it's a matter of putting things back together and running a test on it. Now watch for the reflection of the light off the side of the console. And you can barely see it down there when I press the button. I'm going to point to it just a second. So watch them right here.
So at this point, my grapple still had not come in, so we had to just rely on the reflection of the light. But as you'll see, here we are about a week or so later, my young Stella, and my grapple has come in and it is working great. Now you notice how slow that is there? It goes faster if you have the RPMs up and slower with the RPMs low. Alrighty then, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. I'll see you next time on How I Did It.